Okay, I had to go through my old archives and make sure I wasn't talking about the same shit. I have a feeling that I'm going to be talking about the same shit, but I also know that not everybody's gonna go back through my old pages. I don't know. Like I said, there's only 14 subscribers, so I don't even think this page is gonna blow up. I just use it to just talk about how I feel about whatever topic I'm talking about. Just like we're doing today. Okay, I'm watching this video and I had to stop. I'm like not even halfway through it. Viral feminists destroyed in general, and the content creators the saint in the center. There's this woman on here, and I don't want to say she's getting on my nerves, but it seems like the woman needs a hug. Now, don't get me wrong, the dude Marquette, and I know I'm saying his name because he doesn't pronounce it a million times, Marquette, and he very arrogant dude, but he does have points. And I guess I would say he does have points, and I'm not even trying to like bash the woman because they was talking about gender roles and shit. And basically, um, if you ask me what I think about gender roles is, you women don't want to do what you want to do. It's a lot of times you women don't want to do what you want to do, but you don't want to do the man's job either. Some of y'all think the man's job is easy, which is not really fucking easy. I feel like we got our own, like I said, we got our own trials and tribulations that men go through and women go through. Some of y'all think this patriarchy favors men a lot, and because the term patriarchy, I said, in which I say that's bullshit because I feel like patriarchy does help women out more than they think they. It's like this, which is why when a lot of women said they are oppressed in this patriarchy, I call bullshit. Yes, I do feel like there's some of the stuff they do give you, like Section 8 and WIC and all that other stuff, is to keep you in the ghettos and all that other stuff. But yeah, you don't really have to be on it. But I understand why people are on it. Like a lot, especially during times like this, jobs is low, COVID is running rampant, and like people just try to find new money and all that stuff. But I've been said in this era, and I've always said in this era, especially in this era, I said women can do nothing and still get money, and it's been proven many a times. Like you go on Twitch, just because you're a cute woman, they will like send you money. I've seen it happen. I've seen it. Like don't even like some of y'all don't even know. I've seen it happen. The reason why some of y'all are on OnlyFans is because it's good money, and like if you pretty enough, niggas will pay. Like the desperation of some men, and y'all mooch off of that, which is funny because like I ain't never met anybody who shits on a fan base they mooch off of, and like, but then again, the men like take it to is like a bunch of cucks. It's so fucking weird because I've seen it before. It's just like I don't like these, like some of these women that they get their money off of the perverts and all this shit. They will openly say, "I don't like some of y'all scumbags and posers and all that." It was like, and then your next drink, you got your pussy popped open and said, "Come in here, daddy," and all that other shit. It's like you're getting your money off of the people you're insulting. What type of business is that? And then but then again, like I seen some of the men just, you so pretty, you so pretty and all that shit. They just blinded by the beauty and all that other shit. It's fucking weird. Now the real reason why I had this conversation because it seems like no one, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, no one no one is having a conversation with anyone. If anything, we're talking through people. Like in this whole conversation, I feel like nobody fucking sat down and understood each other. I feel like we tried to, but sometimes like I look at some of these videos and feel like all y'all want to do is argue. Like the girl Alicia on the fence on the jump from the fucking jump, and I don't know if she's on here for the whole 3 hours and 34 minutes. I'm not even gonna watch all that 3 hours and 34 minutes. I'll watch a little bit of it, but I already watched like some of it, and like throughout that whole thing, she's been like yelling, arguing. Like she was on defense mode the whole time. And sometimes, when you're on defense mode, some of y'all yell, y'all argue and all that stuff. You try to talk about your accolades and how smart you are and all that shit, but niggas don't really give a fuck. And ladies, when we tell you, we really don't give a fuck. We really do not give a fuck about your accolades. Like it's a cool conversation piece, but some of those niggas just really don't give a fuck. Also, it's just I've been watching like a bunch of Kevin Samuels people. Now, be mindful. I know who Kevin Samuels is, and I know like where his kind of like content is for high value men, for people that make six figures and up, because those are the people that are considered high value men. Some of you women are fucking delusional, and I hate to say it because you should be able to date who you want, and like no one's telling you not to date who you want if you feel like you can get bag a six figure man. But some of y'all just no, and it's like some of y'all like the thing is some of you women are pretty, but you're fucked up in the head. And then some of y'all just, I don't want to say you're not pretty, but you're very average looking, and y'all figure like y'all want a six figure nigga because you have a good job and you feel like a nigga like supposed to match you with money and all that stuff. I've always said when it comes to being equally yoked, I don't think money has anything to do with it, especially in marriage. I don't feel like when it comes to like because money can go like one of y'all. Let's say one of y'all can go broke and all that other stuff. It's just like I feel like the man could take care of you. The man would take care of you, but if the man go broke, the woman is not gonna take care of him. It's like I don't want to date no broke nigga. It's just I don't want to date no broke nigga. And plus, women and y'all know y'all because y'all had this attitude was mine's is mine, it was yours is mine. Like that nigga, both of y'all can make the same amount of money, and yet you will still ask him to pay for everything. Like don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I want a sugar mama. I want someone to pay for me and everything and all that other stuff because sooner or later, like I'm going to, like my pride is going to make me do something. It's just like you're not, and maybe that's just my pride, and maybe that's just like part of me is just like I don't want to say you're not. It's just I'm going to work somewhere, like somewhere. I've always, but yeah, as far as being equally yoked, I always feel like it has more or less to do with morality than your funds. Because I've seen a lot of people marry for money, and their marriages don't last. When you marry, I feel like when you marry for money, that's the worst foundation you can step on. I've always been an advocate of that, especially when I was in the Navy. A lot of the people married for money. They didn't want to stay on ships. They wanted to be on BAHs, but they didn't like each other. They may have liked each other in like boot camp or something like that, or but when they really, really, really live with each other, they can't stand each other. They don't know how to talk to each other. They don't know how to communicate and all that other shit. They end up cheating or divorce. I have I have said many a times when it comes to being equally yoked, and I've had conversations with this with people before. They feel like it has to deal with money. It's like if you're entrepreneur. I know one girl that was not B Simone. She was like, but she understood what B Simone said. It's like if I'm an entrepreneur, you have to be an entrepreneur because you probably don't. And I said that's bullshit. It's like all you gotta do is explain to me your job, and I can be like, oh, okay. So if your job has convinced you being up at 2 o'clock in the morning because you got to be somewhere, it's like I'm going to fucking understand. It's like all you got to do is communicate. I when it comes to being morale and your morals and what you stand for and all that other stuff, I feel like that's when you're equally yoked. If y'all like both Christians and y'all believe in like the man should lead and the women should be submissive. I feel like both of y'all, that's where y'all equally yoked there. Y'all both have the same ideals, and that's how y'all want to raise your kids. A lot of these people, I feel like that's when you're not equally yoked at in your not only in your conversations but in your relationship, and that's why some of your relationships don't last. It's like one could be very very progressive, and one could have a very one's very liberal and progressive and all that other stuff, and one is just conservative. It's just like this is who I am and all that other stuff. Sometimes it don't work. I know, like sometimes opposites attract and all that other shit, and like, but at the same time, it's just like when you know that it's not for you, that's when you like up and leave the relationship. In the black and one more thing, and then I guess I'll leave off. In the black community, we really, 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 really fucking needs to step it up. And I feel like we really, 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 really need to have conversations with each other because it is getting worse than it is getting better. I knew this day was coming. I was hoping it wouldn't happen like this, but I'm seeing, but everywhere I go, I'm seeing this argument. It just seems like it's just women bashing men, and I know it's not everybody, and I know it's not every woman, and I know it's not every man, but it seems like it's just like some of you women just like bash men when you know there's been like you could like there has been men on your side that is not your family, has been like been on your side and all that shit, but you continue to bash men like this no good, like K Michelle. It's like I don't like some of y'all are just beyond broken, beyond repair, and it's not healthy. Like like at that point, some of y'all need to see a therapist. Men, y'all like that too. It's like fuck these bitches, fuck these hoes, and all that other shit. It's like oh these good for sex. I feel like some of y'all are very broken, and some of y'all are misguided, and it's just like we're not. I feel like we're not getting better. We're getting worse, and I feel like it's going down a hole somewhere. So in conclusion, it's just in conclusion, we got to do better. I like one thing I do want to see is like us have a conversation. We could just agree to disagree. Just say, okay, we can look. I may not agree with this, but you know, I respect your the fact that you have that, and I'm gonna fight for it. I feel like that's what America was supposed to be built on, and we never. Sometimes we never did. I don't want to like have I trust me when I say this. Like I've had friends with different opinions with mine. I said we get into it, especially like one of my main friends that I call a brother. It's just like we get into it, and we've gotten into it many of times. And like and but at the end of the day, I hug that brother, and then we just like get on with it. It's like it's never that serious, but we do get it. But like me and him, we get into it a lot. But I love that brother to death, and I told him, I said, I want to see you win. I told him I want to see you win, and I'll fight any nigga. So, and that's how I feel about it. It's just like that's my mess, and I want to like I anytime like if you're and maybe this is the Gemini in me because it's just like if I consider you a friend, I want to see you win. If I could like if you like someone like genuine nice person, like I want to see you happy. I want to see this world happy. All right. I want it like but especially my black sisters. I know sometimes it thinks like and my grandfather said that it seems like you really hard on black women. I said I feel like we are better than what we shown. And it's not sometimes it's not our fault. Sometimes it is the media, sometimes it is white supremacy that puts this thing on there. But you know, at the same time I feel like some of that is our fault as well. Like we like we fall into the stereotypes and we fall into the you know the things that people say about us is like well it must be true or some shit like that. It's like nah we are I feel like we are better than that and then it shows we're better than that. I was going to talk about like and probably in the next video I was going to talk about how Master P is like um and Jay Z and I know people for some reason hate Jay Z but he doesn't told y'all many times I don't understand why we make these white these apps and these things that are made by white people. There's like millions where we could just make shit ourselves and like we can make millions of shit. because he was talking about Clubhouse and how Clubhouse just hit 1 billion. Like I agree with him. That's it. But and now he's trying to make a Tesla and shit. I feel like, uh, but that's another video because I was about to start another talk. So then, my name is Oskin Flam, and I'm out. Peace.